rise, y'all. You know who it is. Great rise, great rise, great rise. You know who it is. It's your girl, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate. It is Melanated Monday. Let me get y'all situated because these cameras is all over the place. I'm live on YouTube as well. So give me a moment to set up. So I give y'all a moment to get in here. Okay? Because we want to finish the conversation. Well, it won't be finished. Won't be finished. But we're going to try to move on if we can tonight. I don't know who just said hello. But anyway. Yes, y'all going to forgive me for how this camera looking right now. Because I know it's not. Nonetheless, we're going to do what we can do while we're here trying to do it. So I'm going to give you all a minute to get in here so we can have a little bit of a conversation, see where it goes. I'm going to open the phone lines up again tonight. Hopefully you all will call in. I really would like to have conversations, so please forgive me, one, for not posting early enough to let you all know, one, I was going to be live, but you know this, but also that I'm taking questions. We can do a Q&A today if you all want to discuss your own issues, experiences that you've had with relationships of any sort that have caused you not to be able to heal. And this is specifically to the men. We will next week, unless we have time tonight, get into the healing process for the women as well. But tonight I want to finish up with the men. So I'm going to give you all a moment to get in here. Somebody's here. So whoever it is, Great Rise, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We got people over here on YouTube. So whoever that is, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Let yourself be known so I can greet you properly. You know, y'all know how this go. You already know how this goes. So right out the gate, I'm like I said, I'm opening the phone lines immediately for anybody that wants to call in and have a discussion on what we've been talking about. It's been a series on it's time to heal, specifically men, it's time to heal. Okay, so we want to kind of wrap things up best way we can. Sorry about that. Let me see if y'all let me know if I do something here, if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me on Facebook? Just let me know, like put a thumbs up if you can still hear me on Facebook. I had to mute it out from receiving calls. So if you can still hear me, let me know. We greatly appreciate it. And I know you all can hear me. So I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to give y'all a minute to get in here so we can talk. Who's there? Okay, so thumbs up, you can hear me. Let me know who's here. Who's here? I really want to get in and get out tonight. I don't know if we're going to be here all night. I say that every week. But for real, I don't know if we're going to be here all night. Because like I want to finish up with the men and then start with the women. Lowski, what's going on, loved one? I appreciate you for being here. We got some folks. I see y'all are here. I just don't know who's here. But I definitely appreciate you for showing up. So we're going to give maybe another minute, maybe, for folks to get on in here so we can talk. I hope you brothers call in. I hope y'all call in and share some things with me so we can have a discussion back and forth. I've been absolutely magically dope. All right. I appreciate you for asking. I hope you've been well yourself. All right. John Bird, what's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Again, Indeed. I just saw one of your videos a couple days ago. I was like, I need to talk to that brother. So yeah, no, I'm glad you're here though. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, we're not gonna be here all night. For those of you who have not been with me for the past 3 weeks, I believe we've been discussing men, it's time to heal. That's been the topic of discussion. And y'all know me, I'm the advocate for you. So my purpose and passion is to find out what's really going on in here and to help get it out of here. so y'all can heal. To reiterate some things, like I said, a couple of you all haven't been here, but to reiterate on some things that I know for an absolute fact that men, particularly melanated men, do not heal from emotional traumas. You all have been taught and conditioned to just deal with things, and just take it as it is and throw it under the rug and put a towel over it, whatever the hell, and keep it moving. You have been told that you're not allowed to cry. Men don't cry. You some kind of punk if you cry. Keep your feelings to yourself, and all kind of stuff. And you do that. But you also are given the weight of the world and not given permission to discuss it. So because of it, you develop a blockage. You develop a certain psychological trait that prevents you from being open in your emotions. We talked, I think it was last week, I went into some historical things that also cause you all to not speak what's going on with you emotionally. We're not going to do it tonight, but check out last week's show. It'll explain to you in detail, but it touched on the Willie Lynch programming and how that had an effect on you. But because you all do not speak, it causes way more trauma to go on in your mental space because you don't let it out your mouth. What's going on, Freddie? Thank you for being here, loved one. I appreciate you. It causes trauma to build up. I use the gumball machine as an example. So you take the gumballs, and part of my eyes going back and forth, I'm looking at another computer for YouTube as well. So using the gumball machine as the example, you take the gumballs and it's full, right? In order for you to get one out, something has to be put into the little slot, and then it can come out the other little slot, right? With you all, the gumballs represent your thoughts, your emotions, your traumas, whatever. We're just going to classify all of them as thoughts. So there's no room for any more thoughts. They keep getting piled in there until there's no more room for anything else to be able to occupy any space. But because it's all of those thoughts in there, your mind is all over the place. It's like it has to touch all of those thoughts in days and seconds and weeks, whatever, continuously. So then you have gumballs that are in the middle, or thoughts, I should say, that are in the middle that have been there for years because they can't go in any direction. They've been there forever. And then you have the ones at the top. These are like maybe some new ones that are in there. They can't go nowhere because they can't move down. You have the ones that are at the bottom. They can't go nowhere because there's nothing allowing them to be released. So they just all in there. Okay? So in order for you all to be able to get at least one thought out of here, something has to be put into you in order for there to be a release out of your mouth on what's going on in your head. Why is it important for you to talk? Because there is an energy. There is an energy and a vibration that comes out of your mouth. Every word, every syllable, every whistle, whatever that comes out of your mouth has a vibration. It resonates with some type of frequency and is necessary for it to come out in order for the universe to get its command on what it's supposed to do about it. If you don't speak it, it cannot go out. It cannot be received, and it cannot be corrected. It cannot be healed. You have to speak what's going on in your head. But you all have been conditioned to be life that is not allowed, that it makes you soft, that it makes you weak, that it makes you a punk, it makes you a bitch ass, all this kind of stuff. And I hate hearing that. Like It just burns me up. I'm surprised I ain't got into a physical fight over that, but it burns me up. But you are conditioned to hear these types of things if you express what's going on in your head. But you need to. It's important for your own mental health that you express what's going on in your head, that you release the traumas. And most of your traumas began at childhood. Bell Noon, I see you, beloved. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you. Most of your traumas began at childhood, be it with the mother as your first female relationship, or be it with the father as your first male relationship. It be there an absence of one or the other, abuse of one or the other, or both, neglect from both or one or the other. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it began early childhood, because from that point, you all were told, don't cry. Don't worry about it. Don't even think about it. If you fail and hurt yourself, you scarred yourself, you burned yourself, whatever, you're told immediately, don't cry. Little boys don't cry. Tough it up. What, you a little girl? You know what I'm saying? These things are in your psyche. You remember being told as a child that if you cry as a male person, that you are weak, that you are being compared to a feminine, that you're being compared to a female who is supposed to be the weaker vessel. You're being compared to that. So your male ego is saying, oh, hell no, I can't do that. I can't be compared to a feminine. I can't be compared to the weaker vessel. That those two things can't go in the same sentence at all. I got to act like I'm not phased. I got to act like I'm okay. I got to act like I'm not hurt. Matter of fact, in order for me to act like I'm not hurt, I have to not even acknowledge the possibility that I could be. Even though you have been and you continue to be, but you are forced to lie to yourself because you refuse to acknowledge the true self. We'll talk about that when we talk about the representative, the misrepresentative that looks just like you and speaks on your behalf, but is not you. Okay? Anyway, we're not going to do that tonight. But these are things that happen. You all have been traumatized since you exited the womb. You have received some type of trauma immediately when you exited the womb. And this is literal. I mean this literally, because you were in a space of warmth and nutrition. You were in safety, right? You were getting everything that you needed. You were being nurtured by the parents, whatever. You are being abruptly forced the hell out now. Okay, into this world where you got to learn how to breathe differently. You got to see differently. You have to learn language differently, or period. You got to accept, emotions and thoughts of other things and energies. These are traumas. We've all experienced them. But the male experiences it differently than the female, because you're taught immediately that you're supposed to experience them differently. You're supposed to acknowledge or not acknowledge them differently than the female. So you carry this on throughout your entire life. So anytime you have an issue, let's just go with you and with the male and the mother, okay? Anytime there is a traumatic experience between a son and his mother, he holds on to that thing like it is the absolute lifeline. Like this is all he knows. This is what it is. This is what it must be, because this is his mother. This is where he comes from. So he holds that. And therefore, every woman from that point, subconsciously, is a repeat of his mother. Every woman is a repeat of his mother. And it stays that way because you stay in that frozen state of denial that says, ain't nothing wrong. I ain't hurt. I didn't get traumatized. I ain't no punk. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't weak. Whatever. You stay there. You refuse to speak on it because society has said It's not acceptable. Society says men can't cry. Men can't be weak. Men can't express emotional concerns or hurt. So you keep it. And you keep passing it on. Now it's so naturally unnatural. It's become part of your genetic makeup now. Now it's literally in your head. It's part of your brain. It's part of your thinking, your natural processing. So when you have a seed that you pass on to a woman and it so happens to be another male child, guess what? You just pass down your trauma to your son. Simply because you never healed. You never spoke what was going on in here. You never got something put into you in order to release the gumball. You know what I'm saying? To get the thought out. You never received that. You don't know what to do when it even comes because it's foreign to you. It's not something that's been going on throughout your life. It doesn't seem like a natural occurrence. So you have no idea what to do with that. So you'll rebuke it. Anything that looks feminine trying to help you, you'll rebuke it because it's not natural to you. You've not seen it before. How many men do I talk to on a regular basis on counseling or here live, just in regular conversation? I hear the same type of thing. And most of it's like nothing. They're not going to talk. They feel vulnerable. They feel weak. They don't want anybody to get that close to them because they don't want it to ever be used against them. I hear this all the time. But if you all don't open, if you don't open your mouth and express what is going on in your head, you will remain unhealthy. You will remain in a traumatic state forever. Do you know how long forever is? It's forever. But because you're used to it, you get used to it. So you don't realize that something ain't quite right. You don't realize that the life that you're living is not even the life that you're living, that you are simply existing in a circumstance. What's going on, Kevin? Thank you for being here, loved one. I appreciate you. You are existing in a circumstance that is really not even yours. Here we go. Because the representative has taken over. The representative has silenced you. The representative said, don't talk, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. You good, I got you. But in order for you to be free to speak, you have to acknowledge that something is stopping you from speaking. We talked about the throat chakra. I'm not wearing my lapis lazuli. Blue lapis lazuli is a stone that opens up your throat chakra, that allows you the power, if you will, to speak. You all can't be afraid to speak what's going on in your mind. It doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you weak. It gives you a strength. It releases a strength in you that you need. When you cry, it releases a toxin out of you that you need to release. It releases a gumball. It allows those things, okay, they get shook up, now they can move. It releases that. You need that. We need you to go through that process. And if for some reason you're not comfortable just yet with speaking to a woman about what's going on in your head, you can speak it to yourself out loud, record it, and play it back so you can hear it. Or you need to speak with another brother about it. But you need to talk. You all need to speak. One of the reasons why I do what I do, why I'm trying to put together this nonprofit and get all of these connections together the way that I am, is for you all to have a platform and a place, an environment that you feel safe in, that you're heading in a safe place and get some resolve, that you all can build together, that your brotherhood is a real brotherhood, that y'all can build each other up, because you've been torn down. And sometimes you have to tear each other down to a humility level in order to start over and rebuild in a healthy state. It's necessary. It's absolutely necessary for you all to be healthy. And I'm so glad that it's all my brothers here right now. Ain't now woman on here. I mean, it's all good. But I'm glad that all my brothers are showing up. I'm so appreciative of you individually and collectively. And I personally need you to heal. I need you to be healthy. I need you to know what happiness, true happiness, looks and feels and sounds and tastes and touch. I need you to experience that in its natural state, organically. I need you to know what that feels like to be happy genuinely, to not have to just deal with shit. You ought to be tired of dealing with shit. I'm tired for you. It's time for you all to heal. Take control of your own selves and decide you are going to heal. You deserve to be healed. You deserve to be better than just okay. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be free. Give yourself that. If you have to cry, do that shit. If you have to scream and holler and kick and whatever, and it ain't hurting no other body, do that shit. Do it. If you gotta write in a diary, do it. If you need to record in a recorder on your phone, whatever, do that. Go talk to your brothers. Go do that. Make it a whole party, event party, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But do it. Do it. You all have such a strength and power and abilities that no other being has. No other being has what a black man has. None. But if you don't allow yourselves to heal, you will never be able to experience yourself in your true God body that you were created in. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. I need you to heal. We need you to heal. The world needs you to heal. You all have things to do that only you can do, but you can only do it in your right mind, in your healthy, clear mind. It can't happen any other way. What's going on, Racine? Thank you for being here, loved one. I see you. It cannot happen any other way. Nobody else can do it but you. And I'm talking to each one of you individually, because each one of you individually plays a major part in the collective. If you don't do your part, something is void, something is missing. If you don't do your part, if you don't do your part, if you are not healthy, then we are all sick. If you are unhealthy, then I'm unhealthy, because we can't communicate. We can't do what we're supposed to do. We can't build with one another. The word communicate, commune, to come together. We can't do that if you are sick, if there is a disturbance, if you have not healed from your traumas. We can't commune. We can't build. We can't move forward. Why should we be neglected of that? Why should we be neglected of that? Why let society, parents, friends, foes, whoever the hell, dictate how you should think and feel and be? Why do that? Make the decision on your own that you are going to be happy and healthy because you deserve to be. If you want to call in and discuss something, got a question, call in 770-906-5271. Again, the number is 770-906-5271. I'm going to ask that you all share the video. You can share it now, you can share it after, whatever. But make sure you share it. Make sure another brother in particular gets this message. It's time to do something different. Y'all should be sick of being in the same position. Sick of having the same thoughts. Sick of not being able to move past the bullshit that you've been through. You should be tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being able to read the pain that you all refuse to acknowledge. I see it. I hear it in your silence. You cannot hide. We know that it's there. We know y'all hurt. I hear you, Fred. You should be tired. You don't deserve that. You were not created to be in that state. That is the unhealthy part. That is the sickness. And if you can acknowledge and accept the fact that you have been traumatized, you've experienced some trauma in your relationships, that's okay to acknowledge it, because that's the first part of the healing process, is to acknowledge that you've been hurt. That's the first part. Acknowledge you've been hurt. The second part of that, and to me is well, it's not really a most important or whatever, it's all important. The second part of it is to acknowledge your contribution to the continuation of your trauma. What part are you playing that keeps you in the state of trauma? What are you doing that's keeping you there? See, we can't put the responsibility necessarily on your initial trauma on you, particularly if it occurred at birth. We can't do that, right? If it occurred while you were a child, we can't put that responsibility on you. Where we can put the responsibility on you is once you realized it happened and then you decided to do nothing about it. From that point, it was on you. If you keep repeating cycles, it's on you. If you refuse to acknowledge what's going on, it's on you. What's going on, beloved? Serial, what's going on, love? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you refuse to acknowledge what's going on in your head, if you refuse to acknowledge the part that you play in the continuation of your own trauma, then you'll stay there. You are responsible for your healing. You are being held accountable for your healing. Once you know, you can't act like you don't know. Once you've heard, you can't unhear. Once you've seen, you can't unsee. You're responsible for it. You must take the steps necessary in order to heal thyself. You must take the steps necessary in order to heal thyself. This says, I am the solution on purpose, with purpose. That means whatever is going on with you, you are the cause and cure for it. You are the cure for what's going on with you in here. All you have to do, here's the thing. The only thing you have to do, well, not the only thing, but what you must do is speak it out your mouth. It's that simple. Just speak out your mouth. Acknowledge out of your mouth that you've been hurt, that you've been traumatized, that you've been tricked, that you've been lied to, whatever. Acknowledge it outwardly. It's necessary to speak it. Going back, your voice has a certain vibration. There's a certain frequency that is attached to your voice that goes out into the universe, which is also a certain frequency. It is a command that you give when you speak. The universe don't understand or hear or listen to your thought. It goes off of what you speak, the vibration of what's going out. It resonates with the vibration. So when you speak what's going on with you, then the universe can hear and wait for the command. Okay, you've told me what it is. Now, what is it that you want? What is it that you're asking me to do? What is the command now? This is how you heal. Take note or keep playing this video back. I done gave you the answers. This is how you heal. Acknowledge that you're hurt. Take accountability for your part in the continuation of your hurt and speak it out of your mouth. 3, the Trinity. There you go. 3, heal thyself. It sounds simple, right? And it sounds simple because it's simple. It is simple. It's a decision. You all make things harder on yourselves than they need to be. They don't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to keep you trapped in a situation you don't want to be in. It doesn't have to keep you connected to people you don't want to be connected to. It doesn't have to stifle your movement. It doesn't have to do all of that. You make the decision for all of these things to happen to you because you refuse to speak. You refuse to acknowledge. You refuse to let go and take accountability. You refuse to do it because they said you can't do it. You shouldn't do that. Because that ego, that representative, that misrepresentative said you shouldn't do that. Don't do that. The misrepresentative is going to keep telling you, well, you know, if you do that, then some woman going to hear and she going to throw it back in your face, or the brother's going to call you a punk. They're going to think you weak. They're going to kick you out the club. You ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? All that bullshit, all that back and forth bullshit in your head. That's your ego talking to you. That's that misrepresentative trying to throw you off game so it don't get found out that it exists and you don't get rid of it. That's an enemy. It's an internal enemy that's fighting you. And you don't know it because you don't even know that it's there. That's why I keep winning, because you don't know that it's there, that it exists. It's time to fight. Fight for your right to be happy. Fight for your right to be emotionally, spiritually, mentally free. Fight for that. A lot of y'all are so miserable in relationships because you're afraid of being vulnerable. You're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid of being clowned. Whatever it is, you're afraid of being abandoned. Do you realize that we as women have those same fears, those same thoughts? We have those same things. We go through the same experiences. Why are we cutting each other off? All you got to do is say, look, I'm interested in you. I really want to be with you, but I'm afraid of it because of. Let's work through your fears. Let's work through that. Once you've acknowledged it, that's the power. Acknowledgement. At that point, you got your power back through the simple acknowledgement of what you want, of what you've been through, how you feel. This is one of those times that fuck your feelings don't count. This is not that, okay? This is not that. Express how you feel so you can heal, please, and thank you. If you all, again, want to call in, please do 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. Again, I am imploring you all to share this video with somebody, anybody, everybody. Share it. Have a communion of brothers. Have that. Have your gathering with your brothers where you all can just talk about what's going on in your head. Talk about it. Y'all laugh about every damn thing. Y'all can find a way to pick with each other and still be boys afterwards. Do the same thing. But keep it real. Be honest with it. Make it an open forum. Bell Newton said, for many, a relationship is all a lot of people feel they have. So if they lose it, they have nothing. Lack of self-worth and value. I understand. So here's the thing. A relationship does not necessarily mean you with somebody else. Because the first relationship you must have must be with yourself. You must be okay with you. I'm going to tell you this. If you have not acknowledged and removed your representative, your misrepresentative, then you have already lost the relationship with yourself because you don't even know yourself. You can't have a sense of lack or worthlessness if you don't know who you are, if you have not experienced the true you. This is what I'm saying. The true God being you, not the individual claiming to be you. The true God being you, then you don't know how you feel. You don't know what's going on with you because you're interacting with the representative. You don't know what it feels like. Your misrepresentative is giving you all of this bullshit. The traumas that you are living through, a lot of them are not even yours. I told you these things are passed down. Traumas are passed down through the generations. So you all are dealing, and I mean dealing with a lot of experiences that you personally never had. You personally never went through these things, but you're experiencing the trauma that was passed down genetically because it was never released. Trauma is karmatic. There's a karma attached to that. Until that cycle is broken, it continues. So somebody got to break it. It must be broken. And all you got to do is acknowledge that it exists. Be accountable for your part in the maintaining of the existence of it. And speak it out of your mouth. It's that simple. It begins there. Things change quickly. I shared with you all a couple weeks ago how, and I don't mind at all being transparent. And I shared with you all a couple weeks ago about an acknowledgement that I had with my own self and relationships and the types of individuals that I was attracting, okay, or ended up in relationships with. And once I was talking to my friend in Ohio on the phone, and the more I was talking, like I'm listening to myself talk. I'm listening to what I'm saying. I'm processing everything I'm saying. And I had a damn it moment. That's what the fuck. One of them. I had one of those moments. And when I did that, I realized why I kept attracting or being attracted to or whatever a particular type of guy. Like not consciously. It was subconscious. But I realized that all of my relationships were exactly the same. Even from high school, my first relationship, they were all exactly the same because as a woman, I'm going to look for a man that is resemblance of my father, not necessarily physically, but he's going to have attributes of my father. He's going to repeat cycle or repeat something that my father did. This is natural for a girl. We look for men that resemble or have similar traits of our daddies. That's how we end up with daddy issues, okay? If daddy was fucked up, and I ain't saying mine was, but if daddies was fucked up, then we look for men who are fucked up, all right? Know that for a fact. Know that for a fact. I was done. That moment I spoke it out of my mouth, I was good. I mean, I'm going in my head like, what the fuck? Why is this going through? And I'm talking to myself out loud. I'm replaying stuff, and I got taken back to childhood, and the whole replay happened out loud. But I did that willingly because I know that I wanted to be completely free of any trauma because I don't want to be or go into any type of relationship carrying generational trauma of any sort. If I didn't do the shit to me, I'll be damned if I'm gonna drag somebody else's shit that I know I don't know with me. Damn you. I don't even know you. And I'm carrying your shit? Oh no, we ain't doing this. Nope, we ain't doing it. Because y'all don't talk. Y'all hold on to it. You just process, you try to deal with it. Well, guess what? You're not dealing with it. It's dealing with you. It's handling you. You've lost control because of the refusal to acknowledge it, the refusal to accept your part in it, in the continuation of it, the refusal to speak on it. It's time to heal. It's time to heal. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be happy and experience bliss the way you want to experience it? Aren't you tired of just dealing with shit over and over and over again? Don't you realize that when you're just dealing with it, it keeps happening? It keeps occurring every time? Look at the pattern. If you don't correct it, it will continue. If you don't fix it, it remains broken. If you don't stop it, it will continue to go. You see what I'm saying? Y'all get it. Correct it. Fix it. Stop it. Heal from it. Some of you all have had issues with people that you can no longer speak to. Perhaps they have deceased. So you can't go back to that person and say anything to them. But you can. Just speak it out loud. And the good thing about it is that they can't rebuke or rebuttal what you're saying. You can speak freely without interruption. And I'm not trying to make a joke of it. But you can speak freely. You cannot change the fact that they're no longer physically present, but you can change the fact of you living in the past. You can change the fact of you holding on to something that's got a noose around your neck. You can change that. You don't have to remain shackled by your traumas. You don't have to remain emotionally tied down and enslaved by anything that's trying to control you or that has been controlling you up to this moment right now, this day. You don't have to do that. You can choose to do that. You have the right to do that if that's what you like, but you don't have to do that. What's going on, John? Thank you for being here, beloved. I appreciate you. I personally wish, hope, and pray that you make the decision to heal. Make a decision to be a little vulnerable. It's okay. There's a strength in the vulnerability. There's strength in that. People that, and I'm not telling you to do this per se, but people that tell their business, that air out all of their dirty laundry, never have to worry about somebody bringing up their dirty laundry. They never have to worry about somebody using something that they did or said against them. They never have to worry about being controlled or manipulated or tricked or anything by that because they've already exposed it. They took control of their own shit. They said, yeah, I'm fucked up. And I did this. I said that. Yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? They took control of themselves, of their own actions, of their own thoughts, of their own words, of their own movements. They took control and ownership of that. They're accountable. So nobody and no thing has anything over them. They cannot be controlled. So the vulnerability in that is a strength. What's going on, MBJ Live? What's going on, loved one? Thank you for being here. You say, amen to that. Dirty laundry aired and dried, okay? Absolutely. Absolutely. Matter of fact, why don't you call? Because I think hearing a man's voice and your story, give a little something, let them know what it is, might help. 770-906-5271. 770-906-5271. If you're able to, if you feel that way, I ain't trying to force it on you, but if you can, I think that would be helpful. Because there's a lot of you all that think I want to call, I should say something. But see, it's that part. It's that, but the yabbits. Why yabbit? This ain't the Flintstones. You ain't got to yabba dabba do. Just do it. Don't yabba dabba. Just do. If you want to call. If you want to say something online, say it. If you want to call me privately, do that. If you want to inbox me, do it. If you want to call somebody else and say something, do it. Just do it. Do it for your sake. Do it for your own healing. I got you live, loved one.
Great vibrations.
Thank you. Great vibrations to you too, love. I appreciate you for calling in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that you did, because like I said, it's important that other men hear a man be free about, the things that you think about, things that you've been through and how you got through them. That it's okay to do that. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay if you need to cry and shout out or whatever the case is. I know you've been through a whole lot of shit, but you've never been one of those people that say, I'm not going to tell nobody, because I know that your story, your experiences, you're telling your experiences help somebody else through their experience. So I'm going to give you the floor for a moment. Just speak whatever comes to you. Just let these brothers know.
Well, I think as a brother, I think one of the main things as men that we face is the embarrassment of being broke and not feeling like that we're adequate or that we less of a man because we don't have it. Mm-hmm. So I remember quite distinctively about 3-4 years ago, I was sitting on the side of the highway because my van broke down that I just paid off 4.5 years of paying on time.
Okay.
And
make it clear.
On time.
Okay.
And so paying all that money for that van, and months later it broke down on me. And so I didn't have no money to get it fixed. I didn't know where I was going to get my money from. And on top of it, the only thing I had going was my faith in God. And also I had AAA.
Okay.
But on top of that, but because I'm not afraid to air out my stuff, because I don't have nothing to prove to nothing that move.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing to prove to nothing that move.
That's what's up.
So therefore, I did a live video. I went live and said, guess what? I'm letting the world know and all these women know I don't care what you think about my brokenness right now, because that is a temporary thing. Right. I said, you know what? I was on the side of the highway and I was laughing about it. I said, listen, my van just broke down and I'm broke and I ain't got no money. Okay. I said, but watch God work. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And not too long after that, bought my next car cash. Right. And so I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just believed and trust in God and not putting my trust in man or one man. Right. You know, but believing in God and that God was going to fix it. And so I tell my stuff all the time. Why? Because it's going to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. I tell everybody my weaknesses, and when I cried and I'm sitting here like, God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't pay my bills, and I just start trusting. I just start trusting God, the creator of my soul, and say, hey, man, I can't do it with this. You got to take this wheel, you know. Mm-hmm. And God always coming and work stuff out for me. I share my laundry, my dirty laundry, my tainted laundry, my dingy laundry, my smelly laundry. I just air it all out because I'm free. Right. I'm free. Absolutely. And it's nothing more liberating and victorious and being free. You listen, you don't necessarily have to have nothing in your pocket. But to be free is priceless. Absolutely. It is priceless. And people would not know. I was homeless when I moved down here in Atlanta going on 15 years ago. I was homeless. I slept out of my 2-door Chevy Cavalier, a 1992 red 2-door Chevy Cavalier. I thank God I paid cash for it before I left St. Louis. But nobody knew that I was homeless because I didn't give the appearance that I was homeless. I worked at LA Fitness. I was able to take a shower. I was able to cut my hair. I was grateful just for having a mobile home. Right. Okay. Just being grateful and thankful for little things. You follow what I'm saying? So yes. Listen, can't nothing beat having a free mindset and knowing that you don't have to impress. Fellas, here, fellas. Stop trying to impress these women, especially when you know you don't have it. Right. Stop stunting. If you broke, you broke. Right. It's just temporary. Listen, I'll tell somebody, I ain't got it. I ain't got no money right now, but keep on watching. Right. Watch my story change. Absolutely. See, that having money don't define you. It shouldn't define you as a man. It shouldn't define you as an individual or even a woman. Money shouldn't define you. So therefore, since money don't define me, power doesn't define me. Things doesn't define me. So booty and coochie don't define me. So I'm not caught up in that. So yeah, I mean, somebody could tell them, well, he did this. Okay, I talk about that all the time.
Right. Right.
Oh, he shot somebody. I talk about that all the time.
All the time. Right.
He's an ex-convict. 510250 was my prison name.
Okay.
That was my number name. What? So there's nothing, even female police officers that I've been involved with, I tell them out the gate, listen, I'm an ex-convict, ex-gangster, shot folk, ex-drug dealer, been in drug raids, my prison number. Listen, you ain't got to go research me because I already told you what I want and where I come from.
Right.
Because I ain't busy. I don't care if you can walk, keep on stepping, or you can rock with me. It don't matter. Why? Because I'm free.
Right.
Fellas, there's nothing like more than like to be free, man. You ain't got to worry about trying to stunt, wearing chains, wearing your partner chain, gold chain, and necklace. Hey, man, let me borrow that, man. I'm going to go to the club. You know, we used to do that stuff back in the day of teenage. Hopefully, you brothers still not doing that if you're almost 60.
Right.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to put the shame on you. Hopefully, I ain't talking about nobody, but I'm talking about somebody.
Right.
Hopefully, you ain't doing that stuff we did back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, let me wear that shirt. Hey, I'm going to go to the club, man. Hey, no, you ain't go there and impress somebody. Try to impress somebody, you stun. And then you can't keep up with the lie.
Right.
Trying to keep up with lies, oh, my God, that is stressful.
Okay.
On all kind of levels.
Absolutely.
That is so stressful. Versus just telling the truth.
Right.
Especially, okay. And so, like we was on Patricia's show the other night, and you know, and one of the things you asked me was about what was the one thing is you know, not coming forth clean, that you know, messing around and being truthful about, you know, sleeping around. So it's like when you tell somebody asked me that before in the midst of sex.
Okay.
Like, have you been sleeping with somebody? And I said, yeah. So I'm like, dude, here's the thing. A lot of times, I know most women, they say they like honesty, but they really can't handle the honesty.
I'll tell you why, though, when you finish.
Okay. And so it's like, you know, should I just lie about it? I'm like, I'm not going to lie about it because I'm free.
Right.
I'm free. I'm like, okay, you asked me a question. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We not in a monogamous relationship, so what? You know, but ain't nothing like being free, man. I'm just telling you, ain't nothing like being free. Right. What you talk to? What's up?
So the reason why, and I don't want this to sound like a shot because you know I don't do that, but the reason why most women can't take the truth is because they've never heard it. It's an unfamiliar sound. If truth is always given, if it's given from the jump, but that's why when I talk about that representative, that misrepresentative, we're all, and it goes both ways. We're always introduced to the misrepresentative first.
Yeah.
So if you are clean, if you come clean from the beginning, I'm completely broke. I ain't doing shit. I ain't about shit. I don't want shit. Ain't gonna do shit. If you say this out the gate, that's full disclosure. First of all, it gives her an opportunity to decide at that moment what she gonna do. But here's the thing, that most women do appreciate the truth. We do appreciate the truth. We just want it before you start lying. That's the thing. We don't want the truth after you done got caught in the lie. Give it up front. I've told you before. I say this many times. One of the brothers at the rink, I don't see him too much now, but he approached me one day. I saw him every Sunday. And you know how I skate. You know, I roll by myself for the most part. Somebody will roll up on me and start skating. I'm good with that. So one particular Sunday, he rolls up on me. He says, we need to hang out someday. Mind you, we ain't never had no conversation before ever. You know, other than, you know, what's up? How you doing? I said, well, why? I said, why do we need to hang out? He says, because we would have fun. So I'm thinking, well, that ain't something that I need to do. I have fun every time, and I be by my damn self. Yeah. So he's like, well, no. He's like, well, we would have fun together. I say, no. He's like, well, you want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to lie to you? So I immediately started to giggle because I knew what this was. Okay. Yeah. Brother said outright with no no hesitation, no filter. I'm gonna filter it though. With no filter at all, I want to F the shit out you. Oh, and I bust out into laughter. I mean, I laughed hysterically. And he looking at me like, I'm serious. I said, I know. I know you're serious. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you didn't waste my time playing game, that you said that out your mouth. That was your truth. That's what you said. That's what you meant. I appreciate your honesty. The answer is no. But I appreciate your honesty. And he respected that. So when I saw him again, it was still, what's up? Hey, like it was in the beginning, the simple, hey, what's up? I'm not finna call you. We ain't finna do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna have no long, drawn out conversation because I know what you want. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. But I respected the fact that he was honest about it from the beginning. There were no mask worn at all. But this is why women don't or women can't quote unquote take the truth, is because we've never received it. Yeah. So fix that. That's the part I'm saying. Fix that part. And the truth begins with you acknowledging you in truth. You can't lie to yourself and then expect to receive truth from anybody else. That's just not gonna happen. You must go through your shadow. You must acknowledge your shadow being. You must go through your tower moments. That means acknowledging everything about you that you're trying to hide from. Everything. Everything your misrepresentative is trying to keep from you, you got to go and shine some darkness on it. Okay? You heard what I said. Shine some darkness on it. Go get it. Go get all that information. Go learn yourself for real. The true you. And then learn to love the true you. And then in that loving the true you, you will then attract another, a mirrored image of the true you in feminine form. It's just that simple. It's time for y'all to heal. It's time. I can't make you do it. No matter what I say, no matter what services I provide, offer, no matter what time I get, it don't matter what I do. I can hug you for life, and you know I will. But that's not going to make you heal if you don't make the decision to do so. If you don't hold yourself accountable for being so. If you don't do what it takes to be healthy, you will never be healthy. It's no one else's fault if you remain sick after you have been diagnosed and given the cure. If you remain sick, that's on you. That's your decision. You are the cause and cure of the sickness, the illness, the trauma. Make the decision to heal. That's all I'm saying. MBJ, you know I love you to pieces.
I love you too. It's interesting because I've been approached by women in that manner. And they told me like, dude, I just want to smash you, nigga.
Right.
What's good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I laugh.
Right.
And I'm like, man, and it's nothing but respect.
Right.
Nothing but respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I appreciate that honesty.
Absolutely.
You just want to smash me? Okay, I appreciate that honesty. And I didn't look at the women no kind of way like, oh, she a freak, she a slut, she a hoe, or anything like that. Right. I looked at her more valuable as a woman. Right. Because she knew what she wanted.
Exactly.
She like, dude, hey, I want to get up under you. What's up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't have listen, female said, can I go home with you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay. But you know, but this kind of stuff been happening to me pretty much all my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that stuff don't move me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a different kind of brother. So it don't move me like that because I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, you know, so yeah, I respect a woman who like straight up like, dude, hey, this what it is. Right. You go, let me get that. Right. Exactly. I'm like, really? You gonna talk to me like I'm the chick?
But exactly.
But dang, okay.
Right. Honesty got to be the new normal. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so used to lying to each other. And Mickey Bears, she brought that up too on her IG page. You know, normalize honesty. We're so used to lying to each other that's what it is. Normalize honesty. Mickey Bears, got all credit to her for that one. But so it goes on both ends. You know, like I said, but in order for you all, men in particular, to heal, you have to be honest with everything and with you, and you have to go through those steps. You have to go through that process. One is acknowledging that you are hurt. Acknowledge that you have experienced trauma. Then you have to be accountable, hold yourself accountable for the maintaining of being in that trauma. What are you doing to contribute being still in that traumatic state? What are you doing or not doing that's causing you to stay there? And then speaking it out of your mouth. Again, the energy is in the vibration of your voice that goes into the universe and connects with another energy. You have to give it a command. It cannot understand your thoughts. It goes off of the vibration. It connects with that energy. You speak it out loud, it becomes a command. Tell it what you want. You want to heal, let it know you are in process. You are taking the steps necessary to do so, and do it. What's going on, Javaris? Thank you for being here, loved one. Long time no see you. Glad you're here. But take the steps necessary in order to heal. It's not that difficult. It's a simple choice. Make the decision to heal. Period. Make the decision. MBJ, you got any last words that you want to give to our brothers?
Well, for the brothers, from a man perspective, is because we've been, I would say, mentally institutionalized with the phrase, "A man is not supposed to cry."
Yep.
You're a punk.
Right.
If you show weakness, if you cry, if you be emotional. So we are bred to suck it up and tough it out versus release.
Right.
I remember, fellas, let me say something. Being almost 50, I remember when I turned 30, dude, and I talk about this for years, that I was sitting watching cartoons, and it was a love scene or some type of emotional scene, and I'm bawling out crying.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? Why am I crying over this cartoon? I can't believe this. I was like clenching my man pearls.
Okay.
What the hell? Like, why am I crying over this cartoon that I've seen before?
Right.
And next thing you know, I'm watching movie after movie, and I'm just bawling out crying. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I thought something was wrong with me.
Right.
And then for about a year straight, fellas, I thought something was wrong with me until I realized you are becoming a man.
That part.
You are becoming a balanced man.
That part. Absolutely.
Wow, fellas, listen to me. Hear me good. You ain't gotta listen to me because you're on this live. So,
okay.
Now, in order to relate to that woman on any level, you have to become emotionally.
Right.
You have to become emotionally connected. You have to release and show that softer side. I'm not talking about when you're trying to get some booty.
Right.
That ain't showing no sensitive. I'm talking about when she tripping. And you're like, oh man, she must be on her rag. She must be on her period. Oh, there she go. Right. But trying to understand it from her perspective, yin and yang, and having that balance. And so then I started accepting, okay, now I've cried on my live videos because I don't care what y'all think.
Right.
Because guess what? I'm like, Negro, I'm an ex-gangster. I would have shot you and punched you in your mouth, you know? Right. So I'm not worried about that. I ain't got nothing to prove to nothing that move.
You have to put down the shirt.
I'm going to cry whenever I feel like crying. And guess what? I'm still a man.
That's right.
I'm still a straight man. I'm still a man. I'm still a bona fide, solidified, and all kind of man through and through. And that's okay. It's okay to cry, fellas. It's okay to let loose. Maybe that's how you're going to get some of your release. You need to release.
Absolutely.
You need to cry. Let it out. Boo-hoo, cry. If you got the snot and tear and ball in a fetal position on the floor, whatever you need to do, cry in somebody's lap, whatever you need to do, you need to release that stuff.
Exactly.
That's what I got to say.
Okay. I want to also put this out, that there is a masculine and a feminine to us both, male and female. The energy, you have to be balanced in both. You can't be all masculine energy, and you can't be all feminine energy. There has to be a balance in both. And it trips me out too when if you all when there's a death, y'all will cry. If your homie didn't die, your parent didn't die, somebody close to you has died, then you'll cry. Then you'll show vulnerability. Then it's okay. But when it's just a simple thought or trauma, an emotional thing for you, y'all act like you don't feel nothing. Why? You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing it. Just keep being real. Stay in that state. It's okay. It's healthy. It's healthy.
Absolutely.
Like I said, whenever you see a woman cry, she bawl out. We'll bawl out. But when we finish, we are a brand new being. It's done. Once it's out, it's out. You can't suck tears back up. But that's how y'all cry. Y'all cry backwards. Once them things roll down your face, they out. Do the same. Release yourself. Like you said, release yourself. And I'm talking about emotionally, because I know y'all over there got some different kind of thoughts. That's all right. You can do whatever you got to do. But release yourself. Free yourself emotionally. Allow yourself to be the true God being that you are. Be the true God being that you are. And even as is written in the Bible, they say Jesus wept. And that's the strongest man you'll ever hear of, right? In physical male form, as it's written. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, because that'll be a whole other conversation.
It'll be melanated after dark.
Exactly. Melanated is dawn now, right? Right. All right. But that's it. Like I say, it's time to heal. Do what was necessary in order for y'all to do it. I will repeat the steps again, and this is gonna be the end of this part of the series. The first thing you must do is acknowledge the trauma. Acknowledge that you have been hurt, that you have suffered an emotional injury. Acknowledge it. It's okay that it happened. I mean, it ain't, but it's okay that you know that it happened. Acknowledge that. After you have acknowledged it, then you have to take accountability. What is your part in the continuation of the trauma? What are you doing to allow the trauma to continue? What are you holding on to from the past that is traumatic? What are you not doing? then you must speak it out of your mouth. What is going on in your head? You have to speak it out, be it in a recorder, to the female that you are around, to your brothers, to somebody. You must speak it out loud. I would greatly advise you to record it and play it back. Like, you don't have to play it back immediately, but record it for yourself and then play it back maybe a week later or whatever. But play it back, date it, time stamp it, play it back. But if there's a woman in your life that you can release that to, that you can speak that to, do that. If there's brethren around you that you can speak with, do that. But speak. Speak it out of your mouth and begin your healing process. Please and thank you in advance. MBJ, I appreciate you, loved one, as always. I know, I'm sure that these brothers are listening. I'm also asking you all, everybody that's on here, please share this video. Somebody's needs to hear this, and you all probably need to hear it again. So please share it, and share it. Please and thank you. Okay? Do your part in helping another brother heal. Let them know it's okay. Let them know. Be the one that he can cry to, that he can come to and talk to. Be that one by sharing it. Okay? All right. And again, you can see it in the background. Here, we're about to wrap it up. You can see it in the background one more time. The I Am the Solution on Purpose with Purpose hoodie. You can get those on my website. You can inbox me for more information about it. But my website is My Wellness, MYOMY wellness.com. You are the cause and cure of your illness, your weakness, your whatever it is. Fix it. You have the power and the control to do so. So take your control back and heal thyself. All right, loved ones, y'all know what it is. And Javars, I read your comments. Like I said, most people never learn to make decisions, period. Exactly. So I love you all on purpose with purpose, and I will see you all next time I see you. All right, until then, peace.